Would you mind being my demo dog? I just woke him up from a nap. Would you mind being my demo dog, Brownie? How was your nap? He grumpied. He grumpied at me. Okay. Why don't we do a little demo here for them, okay? Would you mind? Here we go. Here. I'm going to put this on here. Okay, right up. There you go. Okay. Love you. Hey, thanks for watching Dede Croy with My Favorite Groomer. This is Mr. Brownie. He's one of my senior rescue dogs, and we are here to talk to you, requesting what to do if you have a dog that's aggressive, what tools to use, what kind of muzzle do you pick, how do you pick the muzzle, and all these really thick questions that come with so much information when it comes to aggressive dog grooming. My name is Dede Croy, and I've been grooming aggressive dogs for over 21 years. I know a lot of tricks. Every single dog is different. This is the long-winded version of your answer on how to use these muzzles, or which muzzle to pick out, and or are there other tools that you should get. And then one of the comments that was written was, I make it look like it's so easy to use a clipper. And that is so true. Let me tell you a little bit about it. Okay, so I've got Brownie here. He is helping me out. He's a senior, and I woke him up, and he also is not aggressive when it comes to grooming. So just imagine he was aggressive. So when an aggressive dog comes in, or you're working with your own aggressive dog, holding him like this might not work for you, okay? Holding your pet like this might not work for you because your dog might be older, grumpy, blind, irritated, not happy with you, is a rescue, you don't know what happened, has trauma. Ding, ding, ding. Just because a dog went through trauma doesn't mean you let them keep being in the traumatic mindset. You've got to move them out of that. I had a conversation with somebody who thinks that they don't need to fix and help the dog rehabilitate. I disagree. If you have a dog that's been through a lot, what you want to do is not let them continue being through that. Meaning, if your dog was in a kennel all the time, look at all my dogs to know how to get in and out of their kennel. They can feel safe in it. I wouldn't be like, hey, since you were... That's my Momo dog, checking that out. Hi, Momo. Sorry for the interruption. Goofy head. You're such a goofy head. You know I got Brownie up here, man. Okay, let's move on. If you have a dog that's been through trauma, for instance, been kenneled, never out of the kennel its entire life, you don't just shoo away the kennel. Let's actually put the kennel in the room, open the door, let the dog walk around a kennel in a whole nother environment, in an environment full of love, instead of just saying, no more kennel, never gonna get in a kennel again, ever, never, never. He will grow out of that in most cases if that is now turned into and using love. Okay, so let's move on from that. That's not what we're here to talk about, but some tidbits of information that might help you as we go through some of the deeper questions that I have to answer for you right now. All right, Mr. Brownie, the one question that the email stated first, is the muzzle type. So I'm going to show you a couple muzzles that I have in my grooming facility where I groom out of, my grooming bag. If I'm going to work on an aggressive dog, I don't just bring one grooming muzzle. I don't bring two. I bring a lot. And when I had my unit and it was all everything was hanging up on that pegboard from old videos, boop, 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 then you would see that I had like 50 muzzles hanging up. I'm a groomer. I need to have every single muzzle that I could possibly get my hands on, that I can afford, in order to work with that particular dog, that size, at that moment that moment in time. With that in mind, I have every single muzzle. But if you're saying, hey, Dede, I have a Shih Tzu. He's not a Shih Tzu, but he comes according like the size of a Shih Tzu. And his face can, some Shih Tzus have a muzzle like that. They just might have more wrinkles, and they might have a short head here. They might have a flatter nose. So all different Shih Tzus, believe it or not, they all have some kind of mix of something in their bloodline that's a little different than everyone. That's why they have different colors, different facial features. You might have to get a particular type of muzzle to fit that type of facial structure. And guess what? Sometimes that muzzle is a cat muzzle. So let's take a look. So I'm going to put him there. This is one of my favorites. I've sold this to the Chihuahua owner, and she has gone away because that Chihuahua has collapsed trachea. She has gone away from using the muzzle more so. It's faster for her to just grab a neck hold and a jaw hold around the jaw, like not a neck hold, but like this or like this around her body, like this, sorry. So this is a great hold here when you're holding for the veterinarian. Hold the jaw here, jaw really tight. You don't want him to whip and bite the vet while they do IV drawing blood. You don't want them to doing nails. See how I can do all the nails? Now the downfall of a dog that's aggressive when you're doing nails like this is that they can take these two paws and scratch you up really good. So I always tell them to grab this and this in there, right there like that, and hold here unless there's another family member that can hold these two legs and keep it forward. So now you can do his nails and you can also draw blood as long as I'm holding his jawbone, not his esophagus, okay? So that's a really good hold if you're going to work with a dog that's aggressive to do the nails. And I usually, in this case, because I let the best advocate is their parents, I usually let the owner hold the dog in these cases. And very rarely, like, say it's somebody that's elderly, then I might get somebody else in there, but the dog does better with their owner, usually not a stranger. When it comes to muzzles, there's a bunch of different kinds. Again, to say is this is a mesh one. It's kind of plasticky, and it's breathable, and they can see. So when we go to put it on, it's got some Velcro here. We're gonna unlatch the Velcro. And what you're going to be able to do is you can actually make this really small, right there like that, or you can make it really long like this, okay? So let's just show you right here with Mr. Brownie. Come here, Mr. Brownie. You smelling some stuff? Come here. All right, so we're going to put the muzzle here. Do you see how it actually covers his whole face? But he can breathe, okay? Do you notice that he's letting me put it on? Okay, if you have a dog that's really lashing at you, attacking you, but will bite your fingers, if you have that, we're not talking about muzzles anymore. Some of my videos, you'll see people that comment, why aren't you using a muzzle? Why aren't you using a muzzle? Instead, what I am using is a small cone head or this cone head, which is, I have a handful of these left. Betty made these before Betty passed away. Thank you, Betty. And another cone head. So if you buy the kit for two, it's already on my website, myfavoritegroomer.com. I sell everything I use and show you how to use it. If you go to myfavoritegroomer.com, under the cones and aggressive dog grooming tools there, I say 2 cones, because what I found over the years is that when you have a cone on the dog, what they do is shake their head and 1 cone goes flying. And it's been more times than not where that first cone has gone flying, and it's like, oh my gosh. If I didn't have a second cone head on, then I would have really put myself in a dangerous position. So coming forward here, we're gonna go. Let's just say this is one of the first cones. We do this one's really soft. This is the one Betty makes. You don't need it hard depending on the dog, okay? So this is gonna buy you time. If he comes to bite me, boom, it's gonna hit here, and I'm gonna back up. It's not like you're standing there. It's so sudden and scary. It's like, rawr, and then you jump, but at least you have this between you. And then we put another one on that's a little looser, a little longer, a little tighter, whatever you want to do. And now you're working with the dog. You're shaving with the clipper. You've got your groom loop on here. The simple lead, which I also talked about, I don't have it here, or the aggressive face tool is what I use when I actually get to the very end and I have to trim a dog's face. We're using those other 2 tools, the aggressive face tool and the simple lead. That's the lead. You'll see me kind of moving my hand back and forth to adjust, just to trim the dog's eyes. Now, when you have a dog that has a Shihtzu dog that has a lot of wrinkles, you see all of a sudden how he just chilled out now? He's like a statue. So putting this on made him also go, oh, I'm in training mode. I'm like, oh, I'm busy. We're working. So interesting, right? Food for thought. But the simple lead, when you put, all it is like a lead, you loop it into the little thing, and then you have a circle hole. Well, anyways, the simple lead goes around the neck, and then if I'm grooming the dog and he's jumping up around and stuff, it's good to have the groom loop on him. And if he has collapsed trachea, it's good to have that groom loop on the table and the arm and around the body and lower the arm. Okay, there's a bunch of different things here that this is it. This is training. If you're trying to do this by yourself, this is where you need to either donate or come in for training or get one-on-one training. This is not for the novice. But I can't what I can't do. What I can't do is train you every single thing that's going to happen in 20 minutes. I can't teach you that. It's not, hey, will you teach me how to cut hair, the safety, the cleaning, all about my tools, how to work my tools? Can you teach me all that in 20 minutes so I can go in the bathroom and cut my own hair? No, but I can give you some tips that will help answer the questions that you're trying to do, what tools to use. You're going to do it anyway. Because if you're having a hard time finding a groomer in your area that will work with you and your animal, especially without harming your animal more, then you're going to probably lean into, I've got to do this myself. I can't just let this go. I think I heard the dog might be getting matted. So if that's the case, then we really want to nip this in the bud before it's too late. However, I never recommend shaving a matted dog if you've never done it before, especially if they're aggressive. Now, if you can't find someone to help you do it, you're always welcome to quote me out for a price to have me fly in and do it. Or you can try to drive out to where I'm at here in Texas, or see if I'm actually traveling and somewhere near you anytime soon. So with that in mind, let's go in. So cone head, I recommend two, whether it's two plastic ones or a comfy cone one and a hard one on the outside. If you want to shop everywhere else and learn here, I would love it if you hit me up on a donation at myfavoritegroomer.com/donate. That helps me so much if you do that. You're getting your education here, and then you can go find something somewhere else. But if you choose to support me as well as listen to the free information I'm delivering to you now, then definitely shop with us at myfavoritegroomer.com. Under the aggressive tools is where all these items are that I'm talking about tonight. All right, the next type of, I just want to give you an example of a bunch of different muzzles we have. So the one I just showed you is a mesh muzzle for a cat. The next one I want to show you is this bully muzzle. And I just so you know, short nose dog mesh muzzle. So I'll be honest with you, these are starting kind of look the same. So actually not. This one it's a mesh, and it doesn't have as many holes as the other one. Now remember, if you can't get a muzzle on your dog, okay, like see how Brownie's doing? He's doing great. Boom. Some dogs, every dog, like you and me, are different. So some dogs, look how easy that was to put on him. If he's lashing out aggressive and all that, you need to just do the cone head, skip the muzzles. So if you were saying, hey, Dede, see all these different types of muzzles. So it just depends. You need to get me on the phone, okay? Book a call, get me on the phone, or refer back to the email that I sent a bunch of links for. So again, Brownie's not aggressive. Could you tell? Huh? Could you tell? Brownie's not aggressive. He's letting me do all these things because he's not had a bad experience with me grooming him since I adopted him. Mr. Brownie was probably around 2 or 3 years old when he got adopted. We adopted him, and he's been mine for, 8 years now? Wait, almost 8 years? Now, Brownie, look at Brownie, right? Let's look up. He does have like an 1.5 inch muzzle here that sticks out. Sometimes these flat ones that I'm showing you work best because this is more so where there is a muzzle, okay? So this would go around the muzzle. But do you see, it's not as long as his muzzle, but hey, with him, it will work. So I sell all kinds of muzzles. This will work on him, okay? And I actually have 20 more muzzles to show you. These are all different sizes of the Comfy Cone. The Comfy Cone is one of my favorite products to sell. This is 2 mediums. Check this out. This is a medium and this is a medium XL. The difference is that you want the XL to come out longer so that they can't turn around and scratch or itch themselves. This product, the Comfy Cone, is really cool to have when your dogs are having surgery, when they are really comfortable. But I'll be honest with you, if you leave it on them 24/7 because they're in an injury and it's been 3 or 4 months, you're going to need to replace it. Because what I found with Miracle is that there was definitely some bacteria that started to smell bad on the Comfy Cone. I could not get off. So this is something I didn't want to wash, and I wanted to just replace. So just food for thought. If it's 2-3 months long, or if you have a dog with chronic eye problems, and when you always using the Comfy Cone every single day when you're leaving the house, like I do with my Miracle for months and months because her chronic eye problem, you don't want to walk away and have her rub her eye all the way down the bed. And when you get home, it's swollen. That's what happened. So I realized when I leave the house, I need to put a cone head on her. So I wanted to do the comfortable one. But guess what? It ended up having some bacteria on it. And so this is for the grooming aspect that I'm sharing this with you. If you're wanting to use that 24/7, you need to keep it clean. And if it's for more than a couple months at a time, then I would say replace it. So it's not something that it's not like these plastic ones, right? Where you can just wipe them clean or bleach them, say if you're going to bleach them, but you can get them cleaner without having to deal with, say a fabric issue, okay? Now, when it comes to grooming an aggressive dog, that's kind of the wrap up on what I want to explain to this particular client. Thanks so much for writing me and telling me about your problems and letting me know what you're saying. I'm going to recap that. I'm going to recap and explain your letter here in just a few minutes, and we'll do that on the front end of this video, so I don't need to talk about it. So thank you so much for writing. I really appreciate you. Please, if this helped you, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, so I know you're interested in them as well. Contact me through my website, myfavoritegroomer.com. If you have your own set of questions, be sure you honor my time like I honor yours, and do what you say and say what you do. Check us out at myfavoritegroomer.com. Be sure you put your orders in there too. And if this information really helped you, please consider a donation at myfavoritegroomer.com/donate. We would really appreciate it. So me and Brownie are going to head out. We'll see you on the next video. And thanks so much for watching. Thank you, Brownie. Thanks for being my demo dog. Hey, buddy boy. Isn't he so cute? Come on, baby boy. Let's go over here. Just so you guys can see, Miss Saki just got done with surgery. Look, Momo's down there. Miss Saki just got done with surgery yesterday, and she is looking great. How you doing, baby? How you doing, baby girl? All right, I got something else I could show you. Let me walk you out here. See, she's wearing a cone head. Plastic one is better if you got to wear them all the time. When it comes to... Hold on. So when it comes to different kinds of muzzles, I can tell you right now, I have every single kind of muzzle you can even imagine using. That's why I would tell you, get me on the email, get me on the phone, so I can tell you what to get. Nothing's going to be perfect. I'm not measuring your dog. I'm not working with your dog, and you're not in control of the dog without the device until you get it, whether it's me or somewhere else you're ordering it from. Nothing's 100%. But you can surely try to get one of the muzzles that I sell, and you can also ask me, which is what you're doing now, and I have emailed you back a bunch of different information on what I think you should get, and I gave you links to affiliate links if you don't want to shop with me, but I also gave you links to shop with me. But I'm telling you, you got to have the right muzzle or the right equipment. Like if you go with the cone heads, I would go with 2, and you definitely want to have your simple lead and your aggressive face tool like you mentioned. Hey guys, thanks for watching Dede Croy with My Favorite Groomer. Check us out at myfavoritegroomer.com, and if this video helps you, please consider a donation at myfavoritegroomer.com/donate. Let's get to it. So I got an email from a client who's already ordered a clipper and a clipper kit, actually. Okay, yeah. She ordered a table and a clipper kit a while back. Here's her email. Hey Dede, I was wanting to know what size I should order. You said you normally use small, but the tiny is for miniatures. I need one for a Shihtzu. The price says X dollars, and you have a number 5 and a number 7. So she's trying to figure out, it says small, medium, or large. I have a number 5 and number 7. I'm kind of lost myself. I need to fix the problem if that's what it says. Should my something order a small for my Shihtzu? My husband and I were trying to groom him, and he jumped at my husband's face and bit him. So I need something to prevent this. Also, since he does jump and wrestle us, should I get the face tool that you use? And is there such a thing as a bite-proof gloves to wear? Ha ha, laugh out loud. She literally says, laugh out loud, not joking, really. ... Okay, let me just say this. There's a video I'm going to try to remember to come put up here somewhere so you can watch me demo who a fan / a watcher who I don't think I've ever heard back from sent me welding gloves, and you will see me and Prince, the Cocker Spaniel that was super aggressive that wears a muzzle, use just demoing the welding gloves, just demoing these. And I had another person send me bite snake gloves. They don't work. They didn't work. So up here is a video so you can find out for yourself if it worked or not. I'm not going to lie to you. I love telling the truth. But what I'm saying is If you don't know till you know. If you don't want to believe me, order some yourself, try them on. The problem with gloves, like welding gloves or snake-proof gloves, is that there needs to be enough fabric to make sure that the dog's teeth or animal teeth don't go through it, which means that, are you hearing me? Which means the fabric needs to be super thick, right? Well, if it's super thick and they're on your fingers and you're trying to hold your aggressive dog so that the dog doesn't bite you, the holder, or the other person that's grooming the dog, if you can't move your fingers and get a good grip, that dog is going to wiggle right out of your loose hold because those gloves are so thick. Now, welding gloves are really made to hold big pieces of metal and weld and not get burned by the sparks. That's some really cool stuff. It doesn't burn you very fast through the glove. But when it comes to a bite, boom, it may be able to prevent the bite from going through and breaking skin and puncturing you, but you're still going to have a bruise and you're still going to feel it, and you're still not going to have as much control if you didn't have gloves on. Okay? It's like putting on these big bulky gloves and saying, hey, hand me my cell phone and let me play and text on it. You're going to need to wear a different kind of thin glove that has the thing on the finger, or your fingertips are sticking out so you can actually play with your phone and actually work it. Now, I know it doesn't sound like it makes sense, but it really means that. You're going to be fumbling trying to hold this dog that also is alive and moving around, and maybe not going to work with you. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go back to her email. Here we go. Should I get the face tool that you use, and is there such a thing as a bite-proof gloves to wear? Laugh out loud. I'm not joking, really, because I'm going to have to get serious with this little monster. His hair is not good. I don't feel like a good pet owner with my sailor getting matted. So if you could please recommend the supplies I need. I got the grooming table from you and the thinners. Thinners don't do nothing when it comes to matted hair. You need to shave it out, even if it's all over the face. Don't be trying to thin something matted out. Just, unless it's like, here's the hair and there's one tiny mat inside of it that's tangled a little bit, thin that out, pull it out, done. If you've got mats and all that in here, please don't be doing that with thinning shears at all. Scissors, stay away from mats, please. So if you could please recommend the supplies I need. I got the grooming table from you and thinners and blades and the 5-speed and his clippers that don't work as good as you make them. Look, laugh out loud. 5 speeds are awesome. If you've not used them, it's just human error or user error. You don't have enough experience. I'm going to actually read you guys my email if you want to hear it. I will read it. So hopefully you don't fast forward, but it's a lot of information. What I tell her back from her response here, from her email here. What would you recommend if I did you one? I know, okay, sometimes misspellings, that's how it sounds. I know you need to use a muzzle seriously. What would you recommend if I did you one? Use one. I know you need to, okay, hold on. I know you don't use one though. I have several that I need to get sharpened. Not sure what do you need sharpened? Muzzles? Okay, hold on. I have several that I need to get sharpened. I want to say you can, I got to send her that. Whoop, whoop. I have several that I need to get sharpened. I'm thinking blades. Not sure what you charge for each plus shipping. Also, is it one conditioner? Okay. Is the one conditioner the good stuff? It's called any, oh my gosh, it's so hard to read. I'm so sorry. It doesn't even sound right coming out of my mouth, but hopefully you guys can figure it out what she's trying to say. Also, is the one conditioner the good stuff? It's called any good, like, is there better options to get tangles out? And do you sell an ear wash that has a drying agent in it to keep the ear from holding moisture? Sorry for my book of questions. No, don't be sorry. Thank you for them. Please consider a donation at myfavoritegroomer.com/donate. Okay. I watch all your videos. Thank you so much. I think you're missing some of them, though. I wish I had the nerve to tackle the ones that you do. Awesome job. Please, any recommendations you have would be greatly appreciated. Okay, Miss Paula, I'm going to go up to my response now. I know this is a lot of information. I'm talking fast. You're always welcome to rewind or rewatch, take notes later, or just pause it. Pause it and come back to it. Okay, so here is my response. Miss Paula, thank you so much for writing. And thank you for watching and being a fan. Be sure you hit that the subscribe button so that we know you're watching. YouTube knows you're watching. If you hit the like on every video that you watch, you let YouTube know that you enjoy the content, and YouTube then will let others help. Ooh, did I just do what she did? YouTube will share my videos to others like you if you like it. Yes, I can guide you, I tell her. There are lots of links in the current email that I'll be sending, and I'm going to include aggressive dog grooming videos I have done. I have one more video that is longer and deeper in today. This is the video I'm doing for you, Miss Paula, that I'm talking about. This is the longer, deeper education, talking about products, talking to you, reading your email, and reading you my response. It came today after my work day. And yes, it's Sunday, March 2nd, 2025. And I worked this morning. I had surgery on Saki, so I went into work a little later. But I was able to now continue working through the evening to deliver this for you. So if this is helpful for you, again, consider a donation at myfavoritegroomer.com/donate, or consider an order at myfavoritegroomer.com. We really appreciate it. Today I had my Saki's dog surgery, which was yesterday, and I let her know just what I told you now. I also looked up her orders. They were back from 2022, so it's been quite a long time, but she still has the table and the clippers. Now, I've used my blades like, I don't know, 8 hours a day minimum for 3 or 4 years. I would say once a year I was sharpening all of my blades. And can I ask you two to stop partying so hard? I mean, what's going on here? So about every year I would sharpen 45 blades, okay? A few $100s. So what I'm saying is, if you haven't done that with your blades, I'm not sure if they're just not oiled enough. I don't know that you're grooming that often that you need to sharpen the blades. Sometimes they're just fine. You just didn't service them properly. 99% of y'all who have ordered an Andis clipper, a clipper, I hardly ever see anyone come back and order the cleaning kit. The Andis spray, the Andis oil. Yes, the clippers usually come with a small oil. That would be gone in about 5 blade uses in my job, in my usage. So if you're not even using it and yours is full, that means you haven't even oiled your blade ever. Not even after you've used your blades, before you store them, blow them out, clean them, whatever you need to do. My cleaning video is available. You could look up My Favorite Groomer blade drive cleaning, whatever it's called, and look at her face, dude. She's looking at me like, I know, like, what the heck? I can't. So if you haven't done that, I am sure your blades are either dried out, dry, not working, not running properly, because you have to maintain your equipment just like you would in any setting of a job using tools. You need to keep them clean. You need to oil them. You need to disinfect them. You need to wash them in blade wash, or spray them with blade spray. Whatever it is that you want to invest in doing, you need to do it with your clippers, and your blade drive needs to be replaced once a year, depending on how many dogs you're doing. Or if it's dragging, the teeth on the blades are dragging, their blade drive on your clipper needs to be replaced. Are you leaving dirt and hair in that clipper and never cleaning it out? I mean, so if you ordered a clipper in 2022 and you use those blades 2 or 3 times and they're dull, they're not probably dull unless you did something you shouldn't do, which is shave wet hair, or shave something you shouldn't have been shaving, and like a towel or something got in there, or you dropped the blades. That definitely means those blades are shot. They need to be realigned, and might as well sharpen them at the same time. There's a bunch of different reasons why your blades need to already be sharpened, but I don't know. I haven't talked to you. This is just information that you could use if you're watching this video. But as we go into what I'm responding to her, let's just move forward in my response. So I sent her one video that I loaded that last night, the short, to kind of give her a real quick 1-minute answer. I thanked her for her email. I was grateful that she's been watching. I hope she had been a subscriber and not just watching without being subscribed. I also thanked her for hitting the like button. I asked her to go ahead and, with this information, if she received and she was happy with it, to leave me a 5-star Google review if she's happy with the information and the time that I gave her in giving her this free response. So I did something really cool, and I made a full and a short video for you, and I hope you enjoy them. I have groomed many aggressive dogs. I have tried gloves. They might work, but you can't hold tight because of the fabric. So we explained that already, so I'm not going to go into detail about that, but if you want to watch the video, just type in My Favorite Groomer gloves, and it will pop up with a dog owner using gloves that someone sent me to try. So here are some tools I recommend, and I went and told you guys it's at myfavoritegroomer.com under the aggressive dog grooming tools. Muzzle, another muzzle, and maybe a third muzzle. But no muzzles if your dog will not let you put it on. If you're going no muzzle route, you need to have 2 cone heads. You can have 1, but when it flies off and the dog still bites someone, you're going to wish you had 2, because sometimes you get that first one on and it's not very tight, and that second one you want to make sure it's really tight. So then one of them goes flying off, pick it up off the floor, put it back on. That way you have some buffer room when that cone head is like bumping your arm. It's not his mouth against your arm. It's his mouth against the cone head and the cone head against your arm. Now, exercise right beforehand is going to be super key to a dog that's pinted all that negative energy out. You go for a walk, the dog is panting, I'm tired, I want to rest, and now they go groom. You walk in, put them on the grooming table. That means everything, you got to think ahead. Everything's already set up to get, as soon as you walk in, you're doing the grooming. Now, just like they say, check with your veterinarian, check with your doctor. In my opinion, we're going to do these things whether someone likes it or not. I don't usually go take my dog in before I go groom the dog and check her heart. But hopefully, your dog has a veterinarian you're seeing often that you know you're the health of your dog. If you can't walk your dog due to health reasons, then I can't tell you that through a video where I've never met your dog or seen your dog. So if you or your dog have ailments that prevent you from having exercise, please consult your veterinarian or doctor in doing that. But if I'm working with an aggressive dog, even if an aggressive dog is a senior dog, I usually do ask to have that dog walked, and it's up to the owner to do it, so the owner can make the judgment call based off of what the dog is behaving like, so the dog doesn't harm itself and die or anything that might happen when you are an elderly person or animal. But if you're working with an aggressive dog, the best thing you can do is have a dog that's not just woken up out of bed, didn't go for a walk, didn't do anything, just woke up, has all the energy in the world, and you are going to go to war with that dog if you do not get some exercise in the dog somehow. So that's really helpful. But sometimes I groom a dog that's really old and really fragile and maybe even blind. And guess what? We have to go through the fight. Now, if that dog, the one that's really old and blind and really mean and can't walk, is in my house and I'm grooming the dog, guess what? My grooming table would stay up all the time. And I would groom that dog a little bit every day, once a month. Every day, a little bit of grooming every day until completion, once a month. So that means you and your husband have to do a little something every single day until the completed groom. Now, I don't want you to draw it out for 30 days. So don't draw it. I wouldn't want to draw it out for 30 days because then you're starting again your next groom for next month on the day 1, right? So you're just grooming every day forever. A dog doesn't want to do that necessarily, but a little bit every day is better than 3 hours in one day for a very old dog. So even if you did have to do 5 minutes a day, it's better than 3 hours in one day for an older dog. Make sense? So here we go. I don't know your house. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what you do. I'm not in my master bedroom. I have a bathtub for the small dogs always there. I have a grooming table set up, ready to go, so I can, oh, you're having problems today? I pick up my doodle, put the dog on right there, and I groom the dog. Boom. I find that it's best to have everything you need always out, or you'll never use it. Which means, like, I just recently had a pet sitter come into town, and I pulled down the coffee maker out of the box and put it out for her to use. Do you think I pull that out and put it back in the box every single day to use it? No. So I pulled it out and put it on the counter so she could use it, and I'll leave it till she comes back because she's coming back pretty soon. But if she's gone for 6 months, I don't use it. I want my counter space, so I would put it back in the box, clean it up, and put it away. Because it's put away, I don't get up every morning and make a cup of coffee in that coffee machine. So if you don't have your table set up, this might be good news for some of you guys out there who have a table that's in the closet. You never brush your dog. You're lazy about brushing your dog. Well, this is a good eye-opener that if you designate a place in your home, in your garage, in your wherever, that's made and that's designated for grooming or bathing or prepping the dog. Your prepping might be outside where it can get hairy, or out on the back porch depending on your weather. Now you have a motivation to screen in your porch because you don't want mosquitoes while you're shaving your dog, and then you bring your dog inside for bathing. If you don't have a room that's made for bathing and grooming, you just have different spaces that would work. So depending on how dirty or clean you are, you might go ahead and set that up now. So mine seems to be in my master bedroom because it's inside when it's really cold and it's inside when it's really hot. Now I have bathing units in my garage that are not currently hooked up yet, but when we get into summer, I'll be able to use that. In the winter, my garage still gets too cold, but guess what? There's a bunch of things you can build on your own, like putting up thicker curtains, throwing a space heater in that area, pulling the curtain back, and saying, I'm going to groom here when it's so the hair can drop on the floor and I don't need to worry about cleaning, but I am going to take you into my bathroom to bathe you, right? So you have to figure out what you need to do to make it super easy for you to groom your own dog. You have to figure out you're going to have to figure out what's best for you in your house, in your area, in your rooms, to be able to groom your own dog and have it set up. And actually with your own dogs, my own dogs grew up with grooming. Even the rescue dogs, as soon as I got them, the first thing I ever do with rescue dogs is take them to the salon and groom them. I don't want to bring a dirty dog into my house with fleas and problems. So it's a good assessment of where that dog's skin, hair, ears, nails, their attitude, everything on the table tells me about that dog. So if I adopt a dog or pick up a dog or cat on the street, the first thing that we usually do has to do with the grooming. That is the answer to all of the things that we go through. Now, it's interesting because I groom a lot of aggressive dogs, right? Well, I picked up Faith. She's a rescue, right? She came to me at 1 year old. Saki was like 6 months or less. Brownie was 2 or 3 years old. Are they aggressive during grooming on my channel the last 18 years? No. So even if they were aggressive before, if you have a good grooming experience, most of the time, you're not going to be an aggressive dog. What happens with the dogs that get aggressive is that they have these horrible grooming experiences. It doesn't mean that even you can't give your dog an aggressive grooming experience, like a horrible grooming experience, a traumatic grooming experience. Even pet owners can do that to their dog. So I'm telling you, if you're only going to groom when the dog's matted and you're not going to even try to put any time and effort into this, then sometimes it's best just to go and I'm not near you. You're not coming to me. I can't help you. You're not able to fly me in. It's expensive because I have to get a pet sitter. I have to do a bunch of stuff. I have to stay the night. I have to do a bunch of this. It's expensive. And you want me to come to you. You have to pay for it. There's options. But if you can't find someone and you can't find someone to work with your dog to cause more trauma, you might consider a sedated grooming once a year. Now the dog's super matted. It doesn't mean your veterinarian's a groomer. Your veterinarian is a veterinarian. Your groomer's a groomer. So you have to make some choices. Do I believe in sedated grooming? No, but I can't help you if you're in Australia. I can't. I'm not in Australia. You're not going to fly your dog to me from Australia, you know? And I don't know where you're at right now off the top of my head. I know you put an order in, but I didn't look at your state. This particular video is for Paula, so forgive me if there's someone else out there that this is working out really well to listen and learn some information. For Miss Paula, I don't know if I can help her. We haven't gone that route. All I'm doing is answering questions. But if somebody wanted my help, I have gone many, many, many states to groom. It's just costly because nothing's free, right? Flights aren't free. And flights are actually pretty dangerous right now. So you'd have to consider all these things. Let's keep going. So we go on to answer my email to her, replying. I'm going on to answer and giving her links to products. The Simple Lead and the face grooming tool that I use, aggressive face grooming tool, they're all under the aggressive area of my website, aggressive tools. Well, let me tell you this. If you can't, the face might be the last thing you work with, so let's deal with that last. Let's say you order all these stuff. Yeah, do it. So you don't have to pay shipping twice unless you hit that $100 mark. At least right now in 2025, that's still valid. Once you hit $100, I actually pay the shipping myself. It's not free. I pay it. So if you hit $100, you get free shipping on your bill, but I pay the shipping. When you do that, if you buy a couple muzzles, that's not $100. If you buy a couple cone heads, that's not $100. But you can get the cone heads, muzzles, the aggressive face tool, couple blades, this and this, blah, 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 and you hit $100, you get free shipping. So my recommendation, again, I'm going to be as truthful and transparent as I can for you. If you end up wanting to say, do what I'm recommending, which is do a little bit at a time. So I don't expect you guys to do everything like in my videos. I have 20 something years experience. And like I said in the email, I literally said, I hold that clipper for a minimum of 8 hours a day for over 20 years. There's no way you're going to be able to buy that. You can't buy that experience from me. And you can't just get that experience overnight like that. There's just things that happen when you're doing it all the time. Just like something that you might be really good at that I'm not. So just consider that when you're using a tool, that tool is awesome. But you using it just doesn't work because you don't use it every day. So use it every day. That's the only way you get used to it. Get it out for the arm. Get it out for the tummy. Get it out for the sanitary. Get it out for the back. Get it out for the face. Wait a week. Get it out for the feet. Get it out. You're doing a little bit every day. And with one dog, what did I say? 5 to 10 minutes a day. Like, don't push it with your dog. That's not 8 hours a day. You'll never get to where I'm at with clippers if you just do 5 minutes a day. It'll take a long time. But you'll get used to your dog, and you'll get to used to handling it. You should be handling your clipper just like the Marines handle their gun. You should be handling that every day and sleeping with that gun and that clipper, right? You get used to these equipments because they make you hold on to it like it's your right hand. That's what they do. They force you to get used to this equipment. Well, I'm not forcing you to do that. And if you buy something and you put it away for 6 months, you can't be really good at using that. And I have over 3,000 videos. I think you're missing some of those videos. And so really go back and look at my dashboard. It says videos and go all the way down to the end. It says lives, go all the way down to the end. There's so much to watch, okay? Including shorts. There's lots of shorts now. All right. When it comes to the simple lead for a way to control the face. So the simple lead goes around the head, no cone head, because I'm trying to just do the trimming of the face. You can't trim the face with the cone heads on. When a clipper is the simple lead for a way to control the face when a clipper is in your hand, in your other hand. So you have your simple lead holding here, your clipper, simple lead clipper, because I'm right-handed. And then I actually slide my aggressive face tool right in here to my finger, and I'm doing a couple different things. Depending on your body, you may or may not be able to do this, okay? I have taught myself how to do this. You may not be able to do this. You can try. But if you have a helper like your husband or wife, then this maybe you guys can team it up. Once you figure out a hold, maybe the first 3 days, all you're doing is working on holds. When a dog is being held and I can touch, I can test that person's hold. If that hold keeps breaking or giving up, guess what? I need to change something. That hold is not working. That person holding is not holding good enough. The aggressive face tool, so you can cover the eye or close the mouth without using your own fingers to avoid a bite. Okay, and I sent her the links for those. Muzzle type depends also on if you can even get it on. What if you can't get it on? Don't get bit trying don't get bit trying. Come here, let's get it. No, stop. If you can't get something on now, then just get 2 cone heads, which is what I said. So you break up your orders. Let's get these 2 cone heads, because you can't keep buying stuff and then just have a bunch of stuff you're not going to use. But you can try. That didn't work, then come buy something else and try. And if you don't, with us, we're a very small business. We don't do returns like that. All sales are final. So for me, when I buy something that's all sales final, if it's something I really, really, really want to try and I really want to support the person too, I'll buy it. And I know in my head, if I don't use it, I'm going to sell it on a platform like Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. Now, be careful. I'm not saying it's my responsibility that you don't do it safely, but I would not keep it if it didn't work for me. If I couldn't get a refund and I knew that, I would just know I just want to get a couple things at a time, because this is a trial and error. You cannot tell me how it's going to go with an animal because you've never done it before. And I don't know that animal, and I don't know how you guys are doing it, your approach. Meaning, there's a dynamic that could be affecting the animal, like your heartbeat, your health, your attempt, you're unknowledgeable. So the dog knows, so there's more of a fight. The dog's like, get back from me. And you're like, no, I need to get this done. And the dog's like, no, you don't know what you're doing. I don't want you touching me. There's a bunch of things that could be happening there, as I've heard many stories. And then when they come into my salon, I don't let them get away with it. I know what I'm doing. I'm confident, but I'm also very good at what I do. I don't harm and injure animals like I've seen out there. When they've come in, they've been harmed and injured, and I have to go through fixing that impression of grooming on that dog's heart and mind. So if you don't really know what you're doing, your dog knows it. Your animal knows it. If you're just guessing, give me that nail, boom, and there's blood, they know that you don't know. Okay, so you can't lie to the dog. The dog knows. You may not be able to do this even as bad as you want to. And when a dog is matted, I'm going to tell you right now, if you can't use the clipper and you can't get that 10 blade underneath the hair, not in the skin, but underneath the hair, above the skin, you may have a really bad matted dog and you might do an injury. So you have to weigh some of these things. And if you got someone to do the grooming and then you started to upkeep the grooming down, the hair low, no mats appearing, and you touch the dog with the clipper once a week forever to maintain the coat it has, grows a little bit, shave it, grows a little bit, shaves it, then you can avoid any matting from building up, then this is something might be, you think about that. You know what? Let's do that. We're going to pay a really high amount. We're going to go have him groomed somewhere. We might have to do the sedated grooming. We might have to pay a really high amount. And after that, we get one, it's on my calendar every week on Friday night. You're holding the dog, cone head around the head. You're going to hold his head like this. I'm going to shave his body. And then the next day, Saturday, we trim his face with the thinning shears because it should be shaved short. We trim here, give him a treat. And you start a routine after he's cleaned up instead of trying to do the cleanup. Cleaning up a dog that's matted, meaning shaving hair, the dog's matted. Mats are painful, and mats make it a horrible experience on top of the fact that the dog's already upset as a monster, as you said. Angry dog, aggressive dog. I want to kill you dog. The dog literally jumped up and bit the owner's face, okay? So if that dog is going to do that, then you already have a dog with problems, and trying to get mats off with a dog like that can make it extremely dangerous. Now, let's go into something else before I forget. When a dog bites you, even as an owner, Mr. Prince, the Cocker Spaniel that was aggressive, his pet owner, mom and dad, the mom explained to us on YouTube how many times she got bit by Prince. She also was the first person to let me know that when she was in the ER fighting for her life on a dog bite from her dog, that animal control showed up and said, look, if it happens again, we have to put him down for public safety. So if something like that is happening in your household, it doesn't mean it's okay. Your dog biting your face is not okay. Now, you might have triggered it, but it doesn't mean that you might not get an infection from the bite. Your dog's mouth might need a dental. Maybe there's a lot of bacteria in there that your body can't fight off. So you might think he bit us in the face. Let's go at it again at a different angle. And I might say, hey, you might not want to get bit again. You might have survived the bite one time, but you might be fighting for your life a second time. These are a lot of things to consider that I didn't even think about when I even wrote this email. So let's go back to the email. Woo! I use 50 muzzles near my station, so no one muzzle is perfect. You might buy a muzzle from me. It might not be perfect, but hey, it might hang on long enough for you to get a little something done, like put the cone head on. Once a dog knows you put a muzzle on too, sometimes they'll figure out how to take it off, or they'll figure out how to not let you get it back on. Whatever you order, I will fix it if I feel it's not right. So if you order something and I'm looking at it like, I don't think you should get that one, I'll fix it. If it ends up being less or more, you'll get your money back, or I'll ask you to pay more, depending on what you order, because it sounds like you're kind of wondering what's what. I think you know I will be completely transparent and truthful with you. So explaining all this free of charge, spending a lot of time, more than a couple hours on this. I hope you see the value in this. And for those of you, this might answer your questions as well. Please, all of you, consider a donation at myfavoritegroomer.com/donate. That's what we need to do. We need to help each other, and that really helps us. It really helps the dogs. Walking your pet immediately before any grooming will help. Nope, not on a harness. Actual collar and leash. which I sent her a video of a Havanese that was really awesome dog to groom, the first 2 grooms. And then on the third, and he was also very young, on the third groom, he started being super ornery. I took him in and out, like down by my bathtub in one of my salons, back and forth, back and forth. And I did a video showing this is how I need you to walk your dog before you come in here. And after that, boom, he was right back on track. So walking your dog the right way before and after, or excuse me, before grooming really will help, as long as your dog is healthy enough to go through that. So there's a couple different links I did miss, Paula, on the email to you. I'm going to send you the links to the leave-in conditioner. I also recommend putting it in one of the bottles we sell, so it's a nice spritz. Don't let it get on the floor, because it does make your floor waxy, because it makes the hair just as waxy, like slippery, clean, nice, and super soft. So you don't need very much, but when you're brushing your dog, you do spritzers. Now, if you got a matted dog, I would say squash all that. Don't be brushing right now. Get the mats off. Don't be trying to brush a matted dog. It's super painful. If this information has all been very helpful to you, be sure you come check us out at myfavoritegroomer.com. And don't forget to subscribe on the channel and hit that like button for us. That's a thumbs up. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. This was so much information. I hope it was valuable to you. God bless you, and we will see you on the next video. Thank you so much for your support. We love you.